Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Medium by Design. So this message is also from the other dimensions. This is from a group called the Pleiades, and I write from them every so often, and I will tell you a personal story that when I first joined a meditation group way back in the early 90s, I believe, the Pleiades were the first group of beings that showed up for me. So it kind of reminds me that I have a destiny in this work, that my soul chose to bring these connections through very early on. And even though my lack of commitment and being afraid of this whole thing has kind of slowed me down at times, I'm still doing it after all these years, and I'm very grateful. So this message, as I said, is from the Pleiades. It's extremely uplifting. It's absolutely beautiful, and I hope it touches you even more deeply than it touched me. So let's jump right into this. And remember, you will see that they're talking to me, so some of these messages have personal parts to them, but I feel that if it's touching me, it'll touch you, and I don't edit anything, I don't change it. So I just give it to you as I get it. So here's what they said. You have been quite busy in the mind, dancing with where you want to go and what you want to do. This is with good reason. You have been sitting on the sidelines playing small for a good many years. Although you understand some of the deeper purpose of this living small, you are at the point of needing to move into the next phase. This is the beginning of your personal shift. As you accept your true nature, your deeper needs, emotions, and feelings, you can create a world simply because you want it. Watching, observing the current situations and these violent pockets of individuals causing havoc does not interest you. You are not here for that and have no interest in supporting causes that people are perpetuating and maintaining an old stance on. You fully recognize these behaviors are not the way of the future, and you have nothing to do with it. The struggle for you is not feeling the deep pain associated with these actions. And you've heard me say, as an empath, I do feel the emotions that are behind the actions of people. This is getting better, but for many, you simply need to turn your direction to what lifts you up and allows you to keep expanding through the turmoil. You have written so many messages that were pointing to this period, but did not know what this period was actually going to look like. You also did not know that so much would be going on simultaneously. You are quite accurate when you describe the multi-levels of reality colliding, crashing into one another. This can tangibly be felt by empaths, healers, and those who are open to these different level energies. This is not an easy time energetically, but let us assure you this is quite necessary. Humanity has been led, controlled, kept under wraps long enough. Not all of you, of course, but far too many that has kept the entire planet held back and in some ways moving backwards. There are so many noticing the changes in nature, in the air, in the way animals are responding. These new higher waves are being noticed whether or not people have the words to describe what they are seeing and feeling. Now it is time to really get into the life that humanity has been waiting to live. Not just the 1%, 2%, 3% of those moving and manipulating the herd. No, now is the time that all people get their share of the wealth. Not only tangible money and things, but the actual way of life that has been promised throughout the ages. For some, this is not easy to understand, as many can only see what is right in front of them. But when taken as a whole, There are many people around the globe that literally get up each day wondering, will I make it through another day? Will I simply survive? We have been saying for many Earth years, this is no way to live, and this is not what was planned. This is the result of a group of people who really does not believe they can play, who really does believe they can play God and lead the people wherever they want them to go. This is part of the mass breaking down going on at this time. The part that most will have the biggest trouble understanding is who is not on the good side and who has been sabotaging humanity all along. Some will be shocked. Some simply will not believe and keep their heads in the sand. Many will say, oh my God, now what will we do? Ultimately, people will realize that this was absolutely a necessary step to ultimate freedom and power for the people. We know you do not like when any of us from this realm speak in sweeping and lofty terms. We do not wish for you to receive us this way. However, it is important for you and those many who are listening to these transmissions to fully embrace the larger goals of this seemingly painful transition. Those of you holding the peace, keeping your minds clear and focused on higher thoughts, better realities, dreams and visions of the future, are literally helping life move in that direction. You have made the clear decision, no more fear. By doing so, you have raised out of lower emotions to remain elevated to the powerful creative mode that was given to humans to do what you will. Now, many of you understand that your will can produce much more on the physical plane than has been produced up to this point. Please do not mishear us. We are not saying humanity has not created much before, but many of you cannot see, know, or understand that the future for the planet and those that remain living on her is so much more than what has been experienced. We also understand that this sounds too great, too grand, and too lofty. We would ask that you tap into your soul history, and bring up memories of those experiences you had as part of some of the advanced races that lived both on planet and off-world. Let those visions come back to you clearly, and then you might realize, wow, we really did live a different way, a better way, and had so much more than we have now. This is the truth you want to bring forward now. By holding this powerfully in your heart and getting clearer and clearer of what you want, you can create a much brighter future. Those that insist on creating more chaos, bringing more pain, cannot survive. They can try as they might, but the majority of people are seeing the game. These people want to fight. They want all of you to fight. And you say, why? If you are focused on fighting, you cannot create anything of substance. You cannot make the world a better place when you are in destroy mode. Anyone who feels this is the way to live needs to be dealt with accordingly, because that small group of rebels has no say in the future of reality. None of you who know the truth need to support any of that behavior. These souls have no love in their hearts. They do not care for the betterment of humanity, and there is no need to care about them. They know their role, and they are happy to play it. You, on the other hand, also know that this is not okay. You have had many leaders that taught of the unfruitful outcomes of these behaviors. They have tried to lead humanity with an open heart and clear mind, to stand in what they wanted to create and see in the world. What is happening now is no different. However, those who are combating the new and better ways of life are just a little louder, just a little more destructive. Do not fear. The majority of you have already chosen where you want the world to be and the lives you want to live. Just stick to your vision and continue to walk in the direction just as proudly and powerfully as those who create havoc, and watch them fade into the background and you lead with the light. When we speak of the light, we also mean the love. Love and light do go hand in hand. Love is the feeling, the sense, and light is the literal frequency that some may see. When humanity's vision of frequencies returns, many of you will see the levels of light and the immense colors they radiate. This is quite beautiful to watch. Your aura catching cameras are close to this, but there is much more to that also. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I just am so thrilled that this information is coming through now. It's so uplifting and it's so inspirational. And it opens my heart even further. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it touches you. There is much more to come. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your commitment to yourself, because that's what this whole period is about. It's committing to the more and fuller you. So I also added a PayPal button up in the top banner and another one if you open See More. There's a link at the bottom. If you feel this work has value, I ask you in all sincerity, please donate whatever you can and support me, support the channel, because I love doing what I'm doing, and it's just a show of gratitude coming from you. So enjoy your life, feel the blessing of spirit. It's on us every day. Drop your fears and just be the more, so we can all come out of this even better than before. God bless.